I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Take my hand, and we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues, but luckily the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.
Welcome, everyone. You are watching Intel Presents the Esports Club Challenger Series powered by Cosmic Byte. Today, we bring to you the upper bracket semi-finals. I'm CC, joined alongside OG Dolores Chicken. And OG, we've gone through a lot in this Challenger Series. We went through the open qualifiers of South Asia and Southeast Asia. Over 100 teams participating in each of the qualifiers. And now we are down to 6 teams. And out of those 6 teams, the teams that are still in the upper brackets, well, we will be watching them play as well. So how excited are you for today's matchups?
Well, I'm going to be pretty excited for one fact. This is not going to be the end of any team's journey. We're still following through that upper bracket run. So, whoever does end up bowing out today, hey, they have a second chance. That means the teams today are going to fight for one thing, which is a comfortable run through the upper bracket. So, it's going to be pretty interesting to follow these teams.
Yeah.
And, I have a small inkling that we're going to have some berserk play today. So, yeah, fingers crossed, man. I'm feeling it.
Southeast Asia and South Asia, obviously we're gonna. But speaking of Southeast Asia and South Asia as well, let's have a look at today's matchups. Let's have a look at the 4 teams we will be seeing participating today and who will be facing off against each other. So our game right now in front of us is going to be Morph Impact up against Action PH from Philippines, Morph Impact from Indonesia, and then our 5 p.m. match. It's going to be Enigma Gaming from India, the only South Asian team still alive in the upper brackets, and they will be facing off against Indonesia's finest Alter Ego. So again, 2 amazing set of matches to look forward to. The teams absolutely are looking forward to as well, and I'm certain, very glad that the audience want to see what is going to happen next in these 2 BO3s and the n amount of matches that we will be witnessing. So right now, talking about Morph Impact, talking about Action PH, these have been 2 teams which have been on the up and up. I mean, Morph Impact, they've just stumbled out of nowhere and they've made a big name for themselves quite literally out of nowhere. Not a lot of people knew about them, not just in South Asia, but in Southeast Asia as well. But looking at how they have been going so far and looking at their journey, I can be quite optimistic for them and knowing that they will have a good run in the tournament. Are they the tournament favorites right now? Well, this BO3 can decide a lot of are they the favorites or not.
For sure. And you had a mention of Indian teams. So the loser of this game goes down to the low bracket to face off against Global Esports. So yeah, that's a fight that both these teams would like to avoid. Let's also consider the fact that both these teams hail from the similar region. So I'm interested to see if that ties into any kind of difference in terms of strategy or even approach for that fact. What do you think, out of the bottom of your mind?
I want to be interesting and I want to be interested thinking about that point because, if you have a look at the brackets as well, so many of these teams in Southeast Asia, well, all 4 of the teams are either from Philippines or they are from Indonesia, and that is a good point. The teams which are from the same country, well, very certainly, I mean, you have inter-country rivalries. We've always seen them. From South Asia, we know strangers to that as well. But the other teams, so far from what we have witnessed, I don't think it'll quite be like, there will be similarities. Each country, especially in South Asia, has a very different play style. And especially when you're considering teams like these who want to be a bit off meta, who want to catch the opponents off guard and not play the set in standard strategies, I think it may work in the favor of the team that takes the bigger risk. Yesterday as well, in an example, we saw Global Esports. They faced off against Team Exploit, and both the teams, they went for a new sort of composition on the map of Bind. It was the Decider map. So keeping that in mind, one of these teams, we can absolutely expect them to take the risks. And well, obviously you have the lower bracket where if you play safe and sound, but you're facing off against opponents who have lost to in the past, you will have to do something different. So for the side of Fallen 5 and Global Esports, whoever they face off against next, the risk factor gets increased even more.
Yeah, for sure. And I think in the match prior, it was Icebox and SN as well. They went for a pretty, I'd say, like you said, standard, very, very standard draft. Nothing out of the ordinary. I can see that they're also inculcating the lot Astra alongside the KO usage, which tends out to be a pretty decent combo in terms of initiation. But, personal preference, I take Sky over KO just due to information and setup
The
was even a
Trailblazer.
little,
Yeah.
yeah, and the setup is even more flexible as a Sky. So at least that's my
Mhm.
opinion. Coming into today's game, do you expect any kind of difference in terms of the map veto? I think I'm expecting something along the lines of an icebox, breeze. You might be able to throw ascent and bind in there as well, but these are some of the maps I'm expecting. What about you?
I am, the first thing is, irrespective of the maps that we'll see, the players are absolutely going to perform the best. The MVPs of every single match. Their performances have been amazing. Speaking of the
Yeah.
MVPs, I'll mention my opinion on map veto later because it is a very interesting map veto that we will have. But for now, let's have a look at the MVP standings overall of the Challenger Series, and we can see that Rossi topping the charts by a huge margin, at least in terms of the kills he's gotten. He's 5 kills away from getting his 100. And Global Esports, they have played only 5 maps so far in the Challenger Series. We are not counting the qualifiers. So he has averaged somewhere along the lines of 19 kills per map. 19 kills per map. Absolutely insane stuff right there. You also have got Lightning Fast from Global Esports. So 2 members from Global are in the MVP standings right now. Then you've got Georgie from Action PH. And yeah, this man, looking at his average combat score, he may not have the most amount of kills, but the fact that he doesn't die a lot means that his ACS stays high and the damage he deals to his opponents is even higher. So that's why the members of Morph Impact, they've got to be aware of this one player. He can be absolutely detrimental. And finally, in 4th position, you've got RVK, a person from the side of Enigma you won't really expect, but well, his performance has been dominating. And even as the Sentinel, even as the Killjoy, he has proven to everyone that he can be lethal, and he is.
Yeah, he can. I'm still really looking forward to that SK Rossi show, though, that we're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
potentially in the lower bracket. RVK, he's been a player that I've been eyeing, I think, for the past 3 years from previous games as well. He's always
Mm-hmm.
had that raw, innate talent. And I feel like now with Enigma Gaming, we're going to see their true form in this upper bracket run. If they're managing to keep it alive, it could be on the back part of this approach. Let's quickly have a look at Team Action PH and, get to know the players a little better.
Yeah. Speaking of the players as well, I mean, these players, we have known them, we have seen them. I mean, we've known them right now from the Challenger Series, and hopefully we see more of them if Intel and Cosmic Byte are still looking into it. Because so far, this Challenger Series has been an immense success. Looking at how the teams have been performing, and looking at all the new fans they've been garnering as well, not just from their own region, but certainly from South Asia. You've got Georgie, the MVP, starting off from the left. You have the primary controller, you have Modsky. This man cannot leave the Astra, and for good reason. He should not leave the Astra. Again, great potential with that one controller. Looking at the maps as well, we may see another Astra from Modsky. We certainly should. Tesseract playing the Sova, being the primary initiator, even he facilitates a lot of these plays that Georgie goes for. And then you have Iman finishing things off. So the side of Action PH, I'm really looking to seeing them, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what exactly they can do, because they as a squad, they can go for multiple compositions. We have seen them play double duelist, we have seen them play double initiator, to
Yeah.
an extent even Astra Viper can be seen from their side. So with all of that in mind, I would be honest that Action PH, they have an extremely versatile lineup, as you always need to do. You can't stick to a single comp. Seeing how the maps differ and seeing how different the maps are in comparison to each other.
And let's quickly have a look at Morph Impact as well. You talked about versatility. A key part
Hmm.
of versatility is you always keep your enemies on edge, right? You don't give them sense of comfort that they've read you and they know how to play against you. Once you change that composition, it becomes a completely different kind of game you need to play against. And you yourself as a team need to change to make that work.
Yes.
So overall, the side of Morph Impact, we have. See, now here is where I'm going to be asking the questions.
All
When
right.
Morph Impact, a team that has a lot of similar points to the prior, being Action PH, where they're more
Yes.
versatile, they have initiators and controllers that can be changed at a whim. I've seen them pull out the Sova, I've seen them pull out the KJ, I've seen them pull out the Astra. So
KO.
we know that they can try changing things up as well.
Hmm.
It'll be interesting to see if they both have a lineup that's countering each other. Maybe a double controller versus a double duelist. Who knows? That's what I'm looking for. If that's the scene, it's gonna be nice.
I think it depends on the map as well, and more so, obviously, a double duelist controller doesn't matter what agent the players are playing. What matters is the players' performance themselves, and that's why we'll be jumping into the head-to-head, and we
Yeah.
can see a Nay from the side of Morph Impact. I mean, Nay's performance has been great, and yet again, the factor of versatility can be edged up. When we last saw Morph Impact play against Team Exploit in the upper brackets a couple of days ago, Nay played the Reyna and he played the KO, and he had one of the highest, I think the second highest performance in terms of his KDA. So he had a great performance. I think his ACS was touching 250 or somewhere around that mark as well. And even right now, overall, his KD being 1.11, an average damage rating of 162, far higher than Eman. And then the headshots are equal. But Eman as a person, you can't really, completely rule him out of the mix as well from the side of Action PH. We have seen Eman perform. And Iman, playing the Sky, or yet again, Iman can play the Sky or he can play the Reyna as well. So both of these players, they are going to be either playing the Duelist or the Initiator, regardless of whichever agent composition or agent type they pick, they will be someone to look out for. And another thing to look out for, OG, is going to be the maps that we will be seeing. So take us through which 3 maps we'll be seeing in this BO3.
All right, so map 1 looks to be Haven. That's picked by Morph Impact. Map 2, we have Icebox. And map 3, if it goes all the way, is Ascent. Now, here's the thing I love about all 3 maps. I love both Haven and Icebox just due to the fact that there is a little versatility, there's a little verticality involved in the side, both in B side and the A side. It's possible for you to retake from the Heaven, and it's also inclusive of a lot of different kind of lineups, at least in terms of Haven and Ascent. I can say that Icebox, it kind of still does require that Viper, requires Sage to that extent, and considering it's Icebox, that verticality always would demand a duelist like Jet, right? So I'd say Icebox is a little more rigid in terms of hero selection, so if it goes all the way, this show is going to be a banger.
Absolutely. And the side of Haven as well, we have seen Action PH. I mean, though this map has been chosen by the side of Morph Impact, it is their choice. We just saw Action PH play against the side of Global a couple of days ago, and they ended up winning 13-9 with that double initiator composition. As is the case with Haven. Double initiator can be the way to go as well. So I am really looking forward to seeing Morph Impact. Like, I'm sure they know about Action PH. I'm sure they must have seen the ward of them playing against Global, and Global are no strangers to the map of Haven as well. It's one of their highest played maps. So to defeat Global there and take that map against them, it's a pretty strong feat. And I'm thinking, how exactly are we going to see the retaliation from Morph Impact? Is it going to rely on their composition or more so on their playstyle?
I think it should be a blend of both. Both these teams have that trump card, like you said, ready in their back pocket. And Action PH, they had a really, really nice game against Global Esports, where both of them were towards the edge, but they still closed it best of 3 out of 2-0, right? That's still a statement out there. It's going to be really, really interesting to see who has the upper hand here, but I somehow feel like Action PH, they have that slight upper hand just due to the performance that they put up on the 17th.
Now, here's another question. You talked about the performance of Action PH, even Morph Impact, but even Icebox is like shrouded in mystery as to exactly what will happen. Because we have Morph Impact. They played this map against Team Exploit. They won 13-10. But OG, here's the kicker. Action PH as well played the map of Icebox against Global, and even they won 13-10.
13-10,
So
exactly.
even this map of Icebox, it's not like it's going to be one-sided there. Neither one of us, nor the audience, not even the players, I think, know what exactly will happen once we move on over to, in my opinion, all 3 of the maps, because you can see these teams picking out anything, pulling anything out of the bag in order to surprise their opponents, us, and everyone at home watching as well. And that's what excites me, that uncertainty. But the side of... for the side of Haven, we are going to be seeing that, we have jumped into the agent selection screen already. And we can see that, the lineups are here. The compositions are ready for Action PH and Morph Impact.
For sure. I like the fact
BO3.
that they're going in for the Sky. The Sky feels like such a good option these days on Haven, which wasn't the case a few months prior. It does seem like Astra is going to be preferred on the smokes, which is more than understandable. Where do you see the difference here? It's only going to be down in scale because the composition seems likely, it seems mirrored. Darn, this is going to be down at the nail, man. This is going to be brutal. So, with this, we're gonna be heading into map one. Again, Haven, I think, is the only map that we haven't seen played out by the side of Morph Impact. Uh, so far, Icebox and Ascent seems to be comfortable picks for both these teams. So wherever we're gonna go, even if it's gonna be a best of three, I doubt there's gonna be any place for these players to slouch. Everybody is gonna be at their edge of their seats, and these players, yeah, it's gonna be a long 3 hours for them now.
Oh yeah, they've got to start firing off on all cylinders. They've got to make sure that they leave nothing in the tank. Their next match, it will be after a couple of days. They will have time to regroup and they will have time to make sure that everything will, be fine. But for now, yeah, they've got to give their everything. There's nothing they can leave out of the bag. There's nothing that they can't show. Because, yes, we did talk about how this is the upper brackets. There is that safety net still present for either one of these teams. However, you don't want to be in the lower brackets. And especially for either one of these teams, they don't want to face off against Global Esports, who are hungry and desperate for another win in order to progress more into the lower brackets and potentially take that spot in the grand finals and take a chunk out of that $20,000 prize pool that has been provided. So that is exactly the reason why both these teams and all four of the teams actually that we will be witnessing today, they've got to make sure they do not lose out on this match, because yes, even though they can fall back, even though they will have a second chance, they don't want to go into the lion's den already.
Exactly, man. And with global esports, like you said, waiting in that lower bracket, this is not the safety net. This is more like, if you get out of here, it's gonna be a little crazy. So might as well stay indoors while it snows outside. Yeah, and I think it's right about the perfect time, right? We're just a couple of days away from the holidays, so any W's that these teams can get here, it'll go a long way to help their vacation and for them to relax, because it's been a very, very long year of Valorant, all things intended. We've had a ton of events, and it looks like we're gonna have a ton more. So better times yet to come, maybe.
Yeah, and speaking of W's, all of us at home can pick up as well. You can go down into the description and pick up some 11th gen Intel laptops to make sure that you are pressing down the W key whenever you are going down a bomb site or whenever you are rushing down in a game with more than 300 FPS. Because again, these laptops and the processors and the integrated graphics cards absolutely amazing. And if you want to look for something more stable, maybe a bit bigger, you can get the peripherals from the side of Cosmic Byte as well. Their keyboards, their mouse, durable and amazing. So switch to God mode and get those gears for you. But right now, these teams, they will be grinding their gears. They will make sure that everything is ready. And right from the get-go, they can just launch off at 300 miles an hour with no holds bound. And they can essentially start and get the lead early on. Because the lead not only represents like an actual physical round advantage when you have 2-3 rounds on board, but also like psychologically it holds, and metaphorically it holds that advantage over the opponent's heads, because they will be running after it, they will be chasing after it irrespective of who the opponent is. If Action PH take the lead, if Morph Impact take the lead, their opponents are still going to be after that, chasing that round count, and in that chase is when you can extend forward and leap to take the map win. So OG, that is why I think pistol rounds are always going to be important. Followed by the pistol, you have the anti-eco, which more or less is gonna go the way of the team that picked the pistol round, unless we see something completely crazy, force buys out of the bag, which I don't think that kind of a risk these teams will be taking, but more so, other forms of risks like playstyles or like just dry peeks, face checks here and there can be something we can witness once or twice, and that we will be witnessing once or twice.
Sure. I mean, now let's talk about Haven. So Haven, the map with 3 bomb sites. So it's, in a pug setting, sure, you'll feel comfortable playing it, but playing it around a team setting is completely different because the way you approach Haven is fundamentally a little different, right? You need to have a lot of good communication as a team when you're playing this map. It's heavily reliant on your chemistry and the ability for you to deal with your cool, because fakes can be thrown at you in sort of an easy manner considering the amount of ground you have to cover. It's possible for there to be a very yin yang rotation of the attackers and defenders, and you'd see sometimes teams confused and dazed. But again, we're playing with some of the best teams that we have to offer. So that's where the spice is added on top of the table. You have pushes that can happen through mid. You have pushes that can happen through C long maybe. And if you as an attacker aren't going to be in that passive stance for that 30 seconds, you might not be in the vicinity to detect such pushes. So coming into Haven, is there anything that you're going to be expecting off the bat?
Oh, I think information, both of these teams preferring more on the initiator composition just lends into more and more info being there. And it has to. With the map, with a sheer area size such as this, being one of the largest maps in the competitive pool we have seen so far, covering that square feet, you have to get information one way or another. And not always can you rely on just face checking angles, because like you mentioned, OG, these are the top dogs, these are the top tier teams. And if you face check something, if you face check an angle that you shouldn't really be peeking, you know what's gonna happen. Your head's gonna go off your head's gonna go off your body actually. And it's a quick headshot. So that's why you need a bit of utility to help you. Recon dots, trailblazers, Sova drones, or anything in the middle as well. Even, we won't be seeing Raze, but Raze boom bots, all of that can be helpful as well. And that is the exact reason why info is going to play a big role. And both of these teams, either they can play information gaining or info denial as well, using the Nebula smokes on Astra and using any sort of smokes on the Jet as well, even the Cloudburst. So for me, information is going to play a major factor, especially on the map of Haven. It always does in Valorant, but in Haven, it's amplified to a greater extent.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I've been seeing a decent bit on Haven is the occasional chamber. And, I kind of feel like with the way Killjoy is, do you think Killjoy can quickly be more irrelevant because of Chamber? I don't know. I just hope not, because
Certain
playing
maps.
against Killjoy, I don't know. There's a certain satisfaction you get when you one tap a Killjoy, because sometimes her dialogues are one of the most annoying in the game. But talking about game, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We have a small little gift for you. We're ready with map 1, and it seems to be Action PH that starts on the defense while it's Morph Impact on the attack. Now, it's gonna be the hold at mid. They're waiting for some kind of push. Doing that though, they've kind of relinquished and given up a lobby whatsoever. That means there's a quick flank on the way. So if they're gonna take the side, they need to end this swiftly.
Oh, Nats. Oh, he checks the corner and gets rid of Jet only. So the Jet is gone. But here is the counter from Tesseract, the man in the Sova, and already his shock darts are firing and shocking everyone away. So, in terms of man count, Action PH on the retake are looking strong. And with this kill onto Friznas, Fat Penguin in the bomb set is left all by himself. He isolates 2 gunfights, and there is HNF with 1 more. So it is now a 1 versus 1. NF pushing through the Nebula. RU knows about this. He goes for the defuse. And NF, he tried to go for the shots, but he missed. And RU being in the corner, you can see the smile on his face. He knows this was an important round, and he knows the way in which he won it. It was interesting, to say the least.
Wow. All right. For a second there, it looked like the table had completely turned. I'm not sure who. I think it was Fat Penguin.
Yes.
The double kill he got with the frenzy over the other side, the ailing side of the site. That was phenomenal work done at that range. It was so surprising because the push seemed to be perfectly timed to some extent. You'd expect on the back of that peak it would have been an easy tap, but nope. The frenzy drive-by. There are a couple of things in life that are as brutal as that. But in all honesty, they got the plant and they're able to force up a little bit. They're able to pull in a couple of shares and that Marshall as usual. Marshall, I think, is still one of the slickest guns that you can have on the Jet. The lethality, the effectiveness, and yeah, never mind. Just perfectly timed death.
Well, the Marshall as well can be perfectly timed. You've got to go for headshots. But in this case, Action PH, after winning this round, headshots, body shots, anything will count, to be honest. It's Morph Impact who has the attackers with only upgraded pistols. They will be keeping the corners. Skilljar versus Skilljar. And in this case, it's HNF as well. Unfortunately, missing his shots like the previous round. So he loses his life to Modsky. And that's one interesting thing. Modsky's on the Sentinel right now. But coming back to, we saw Killjoy versus Killjoy. Now, potentially, we may see a Sova up against the Sova. Raf is checking the corner. And yet again, it's going to be Tesseract securing the headshot. And it's a clean, flawless, simple round from Action PH because of the gun disparity that they had. And they take the anti-eco alongside the pistol round as well. Move on to their bonus, where they won't have to buy anything. Because it was a flawless, they can literally save up all of their guns. And it's going to be Morph Impact, making the heavy investment into round number 3 now with the guns.
Yeah, for sure. And considering the way this is going, Mode Skill, he's absolutely killing it right now. If he continues this, he's gonna have his lockdown up as well pretty soon. So that's something that's relatively scary, considering that we've seen Action PH more than comfortable playing for that retake circumstance. So once you're getting pushed out of a site in a map like Haven, with the corridors being so narrow, there is very little you can do maybe against an A-site lockdown with the perfect swarm grenade for the post. I like this.
True.
I like this. I like the way that we're gonna have to see potential aggression now. It's on the back of Spectres, right? They're gonna face off against Phantoms and Vandals at this moment. There should be maybe an initiation setup. I'm assuming maybe at A short you have the sky, so there's a lot you can do to play around with it. What do you think? How do you assume this is gonna end up now?
Oh, that's an interesting question because, again, I think the gun disparity will play a major factor. But then again, like you mentioned for the defenders, their utility usage paired up with the fact that, yeah, their guns are decent enough. Spectres against Phantoms, Vandals, not the best, but in the right circumstances with the right bit of utility, well, you can work your magic, absolutely. So for that reason, the defenders, they shouldn't really be looking to win this round. I don't think that'll happen. I don't think Morph Impact will give away a round such as this, where they know they have the advantage already. However, the members of Action PH, they can certainly look to deal economic damage. How? Well, by staying in groups, holding those crossfires, playing for trades more specifically, and lowering down the man count on the side of Morph Impact. Even if they lower down the man count and they get like 2-3 casualties, that's still a good round nonetheless. Even if they lost, because they have dropped those 2-3 rifles, that's good. I always advocate for dropping a rifle and saving that rifle for yourself, and not just peeking, trying to deal more economic damage. I know it's still a very touchy opinion, and like people have it's a very touchy subject and people have multiple opinions about this. Like in a bonus round, what exactly do you do after you have killed someone when you had the Spectre? I would advocate for take their rifle, save that, don't go for more kills, but I can hear and I can understand the counter argument as well. Regardless, it's all going to come down to the players as it comes down to 0-0 in terms of the prep phase. The action phase is right here, and we are going to be jumping off with round number 3. And okay, Recon Bowl got a great kill onto a man, and Frizz capitalized off of that. So yeah, already good stuff from the side of Morph Impact.
Yeah, that was brutal. We expected aggression, and so did Morph Impact. But now they're the push from Mode Skill, 11 HP, and he still survives. That was the fight that went down at the wire. Jetto. Oh my god. The dealer's diff. It hurts. And again, it's on the back of inferior weapons, right? So walking into this fight, in the back of their mind, they're not taking this as seriously. They do have a grain of salt. For now, though, it's going to be the rest of Action PH, just gambling here towards the seaside, hoping that something comes their way, which nothing but the cold wind would. And considering their money, I think that it would be a better idea if they try going in, getting these potential pickoffs, try to damage the economy of Morph Impact, which is going to be recovered, at least to some extent, with this round victory. Although, Tesseract could afford a save. Won't be the worst of things.
Yeah, because that save means he won't have to spend another 2,900 credits in the next round, so he can't save that up. But no, he's going for the kill on the Fat Penguin, checking the corner, and he lands another shot. So a good double kill from this man to end the round. He didn't take a single bit of damage, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. Neither do the members of Morph Impact. They just have to focus on the next round. Whichever team wins round number 4 right now, because both of them are going to go for a full buy, we are going to be seeing tons of utility on board. Full armor can be expected from majority of the players, with the exception of 2 members. And with all that being said and done, this is a pretty influential round because OG, having a look at the ult economy as well, many of these players are a single 2 ultimate pips away from unlocking their ult. And a kill gives you an ultimate pip, those ult orbs as well, planting, diffusing the spike. So this can be the final round we'll be seeing without an ult. And from next round forward, the team that has the better guns may as well have ultimates, and they can build a lead. And they can start building a lead, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, they sure can. Information though, on the side of Famine, and like you said, sometimes it's gonna be the pickoffs that give you that crucial ult point to get that ulti up and running. So that's maybe what we should look out for. Again, we're so close to the lockdown on the side of Action PH that they'll be comfortable potentially letting go and playing retake considering the start. If they're able to get maybe that early pickoff, they really wouldn't mind. And it seems like they're sniffing something out towards mid. They're eager for some kind of information mode skill. A quick jiggle, the shock dart deters him from playing anywhere close. Mind you, Raph still has that recon beacon. So if he sets it up at the perfect moment, this could be the play. Although the dash back and it doesn't work. Raph, the only one on the offense to even get a kill. And it's the defense that's held strong together. Well played on the A side. That was just the crossfire done to perfection alongside the utility.
No, for me, we saw the live angle, if you can have a look in the replay as well. The execute came in, but there was that one very nano swarm towards A long, and that did not allow the members of Morph Impact to execute. And what exactly did that do? OG, we all know about, the dive agent. We all know about the jet. And the jet dashed in from A shot. However, the entire execute wasn't. It was a disconnected execute because the members from A long, they could only cover angles from outside. They could not flood the bomb site, which was the purpose of the execute. And when you have defeated the purpose of the execute, you can isolate those gunfights, which is exactly what Action PH did. And it was just an amazing defense overall. The crossfire worked, that's something...
Why did Frizz right click the knife?
Worked. And this right click, I am not sure. I mean, was it a misclick? Had he had Cosmic Byte gear, I think it could have worked.
Knives, I don't know. Sometimes, lapse of memory, I guess.
ADS.
Oh god, that's such a heartbreak because that was their one chance back into the round. Oh boy. This is kind of laughing as he invests completely into that armor, assuming the round would change at the back of that, but alright, so I thought I was having a slow start of the day. Darn. Regardless, Emin is on the rotate towards the back of the side. He could be watching the avenues towards both sides, and it's Jet who actually comes live. Tesseract as well. This is just a beautiful coordination on the defense, dude. The rotations coming at the nick of time. Everybody's watching each other's back, and every time there's a site that's being hit by Morph Impact, it feels like they're walking into a wall of 3 people.
And yet again, I have to highlight the utility. In this case, it was a single recon bolt, OG. One recon dart, and it gave away the location of both the members alive on Morph Impact, and both of them died because that information was related to the defenders on the side of Action PH. So yet again, the information and the trade fires, everything being set up, and I absolutely, when you said this was a beautiful defense, I have to agree with you. Look at this one as well, the recon bolt, and he gets a double through the smoke, another headshot. Sure, Frizz gets a trade, but Jet only cannot be stopped. That's a triple. Oh, can he go for the quad? Yes, he can. In this case, he will be shut down by Raph. But yeah, again, you do have...
Respectable, man. Respectable. I'm a guy who goes for clips myself, so understandable,
I have
man.
seen.
Having a nice day.
I have seen.
Or like I'm showing. Oh, he's showing, bro. Oh, like, hey, what's up? Still 1 versus 2, no cap. He actually could get this. Is he gonna be able to dodge the drone? Huh? Nah, enemy tagged. They know exactly where he is. They're both gonna take the fight to him, in fact. They have no chill whatsoever. Gonna hold the angle long range with the Vandal. He has the recon as well. Letting go of it. Will Hanif check? That's the question. Could land a nasty tap. He baits on the shot. Information ain't gonna be enough to put him in winning ways. He's gonna be put to sleep. And that, yeah, was a round filled with a couple of nutters. So a good round to make even the people who are losing out here feel better.
Oh, I think Morph Impact, they still will feel better because on an upgraded pistol semi-eco, they still got 3 casualties on the opponent's side and they dropped 3 rifles. The only problem being that, the economy of Action PH is still looking extremely strong, that even in this round we can see they've all gone for a full buy. 4 ultimates, we have an operator on board as well. Yet, even if they lose this round, the next one still, they can go for the full buy with 5 rifles full armor if they want to. But I don't think they'll be going for a full buy. I think they may be able to save their guns if they can work out this retake. Because now that they have gotten the opening casualty, they know that members are on C. They know that, we can see Jet only pushing through A long as well. So the only bomb site that is left remaining for Morph Impact to attack on is, well, B. And that's exactly where all of the resources of Action PH will be focused on from this point forward.
For sure. This aggressive angle, though, it allows there to be that flexibility on the defense. So again, as they walk into that B and C side, they're going to be fronted with a lot of utility and a lot of manpower. Not a combo that you want to go up against anytime you're on the offense. Is this going to be aggressive peak? Again, Modsky has that lockdown, which is going to be so influential if things start going down south. Fizzy, he needs to pull off a biggie right now. Has that Vandal. Is he gonna land a disgusting 2-tap right now?
One enemy
They're lining up for him and he does.
down.
Oh.
30 seconds
And it's a
left.
start. He needs to push his team to another W. The operator out. Is he trying to get the scoped in? Oh, he not able to land the place from as well. A whiff and a chance. But Tesserakt's gonna shut that down completely. A little too much given away. And I think it should be enough for another round of the Blade Strim. Again, this could be going the other way quite easily. But the discipline that's on display here from Action PH is phenomenal. I love the rotations. It seems like they've planned this out 100 times over again.
Right here.
And next up, well, yet again you have to ask the question. We're heading on over into another full buy versus full buy. 9 out of 10 ultimates are ready to be utilized. How many of them are going to be used from this round? Morph Impact and technically even Action PH. In my opinion, both of these teams have got to go all in because it's not their ult economy I'm worried about. It's their credit economy in the case in which they lose the round, that their credit economy can really hurt. So in this case, they've got to start looking for gunfights, but facilitate those gunfights using your utility. Don't dry peek corners, kind of like what RU was trying right there. And Frizz will still be pushing into the bomb side, but he was caught off guard. Good for his team. They get the trade, but not before Iman can push up. The Hunt is really acting on the members of Morph Impact. There goes the Sky. Jet only with 1 kill, and now Iman is pushing from Garage. Oh, he dies, and NF gets a double, as a matter of fact. So great positioning from him and even better headshots. Action PH now are in down man count.
Yeah, exactly. And the big picks are there. They don't have the lockdown anymore. It's all gonna be on Tesseract. He needs to pull off some kind of heroics. The Astral Divide, the lockdown. It's gonna tempt him to go aggressive as he finds his time. There's so few seconds. As they think, oh, this is chance. And now it's an isolated 1 versus 2. Where there was nothing that his comrade could do. Oh, he tried to go for the berserk play and he's punished. That Penguin. He looks for that exact drop down. Wow. That was so fortunate for the picks that Morph Impact got there. They went aggressive to Garage. They denied any kind of lockdown potential from the side of Action PH. They traded out the Sky as well. Big stuff and beautiful job at committing their own ults, right? Sometimes you see players hesitate even when they do have their ultimates up in a 3v2. That was dedication there to get that round and to get momentum and to finally have good times going their way.
Can And are you? Oh, he peeks and he gets visual confirmation as well about other members being there. So we are seeing plenty of raids happen on mid. And Action PH, they still take the man advantage. And this is the one thing that is either working for Action PH or it's going horribly wrong. It's the gunfights that they are taking. Because they are, as defenders, bringing the gunfights to the attack. They're peeking the angles. Look at RU right now. In this case as well, he wins. He peeks and he wins. But that peek, that was a little too much, just completely, being in the vulnerable position. Being seen from garage entirely, your entire body could be spotted. It wasn't a pixel angle or anything. But regardless, it leaves Ney alone in this 1vx scenario. He's got 3 members to face. And I don't think he can pull off too much with 50 seconds on the clock. The good thing is he's got the spike. The bad thing is there are members from Action PH on practically every bomb site other than A. However, Ney isn't going to A. He's going into the shark's mouth. And the shark is going to bite him if he's not careful. Astral stars are already going to be placed. The Sova drone tags Ney, gets his info. There goes the wall bang. And there goes the headshot. And there goes the 7th round to Action PH. So they confirm at the very least a 7-5 half.
Alright, so this is essentially the half secured for Action PH. Anything they get more at this point is gonna be a small bonus, but again, they worked really hard for it. It looks like they make it look so easy. And that's the best part. When you make it look so easy, that's how much work you've put into it. That's how much thought you've put into it. Wow. At this point, I'm just hoping that the Marshal can pull off something, because Morph Impact need a miracle to come back into this half and to recoup on what they've lost out on. The updraft on top of the side is RU just buying bait. And he doesn't need your help. Thank you very much. He takes those taps and he makes those clap. For now, it's just Tesseract who's droning, who's being the... that Sova that you hate to play against? Yeah, he's one of them.
The one who knows all the lineups and just everything. With his utility.
He uses all the utility he can in the world against you. That kind of a Sova.
You know what? I'm still fine because this is a competitive setting. Also, maybe I may have ulterior motives because he's not playing against me, so I have no reason to be mad. If he did, then yeah, no, I wouldn't like that. Oh no, now I don't like. No, Tesseract,
so
no.
You were saying something? Yeah.
No, no.
CCV?
Perfect timing. This is the second time the casters have had perfect timing. Down goes the Odin. Oh man. It's gonna tag a couple of people. No, he falls back. He switches to the Vandal. Please do. Please stay on that rifle.
He learned his lesson. He's like, for that purpose only. At least he has his gold set. That's a man with discipline right there, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let your excitement take over your mind. You control it. Okay? So, otherworldly wisdom aside, aggression, completely different beast. And it can come on the back of wisdom and confidence. Either or, in fact. And now though, it's a pretty formidable defense everywhere else except the A side where there's only another member, but it is gonna be the Killjoy setup at A side. So even if they end up going A where the man advantage ain't there, the utility creates more than enough of a deficit, and it's gonna be a double peak with short potentially where they go in for the fight, but the... Wow, alright. Double peak, I thought it's gonna go in tandem, but that was just beautiful stuff done by the Astra there. It's all on a Tesseract to even try and regain any control as he's the only other person close by. Ney, he knows exactly what's up. Just gonna line a peek up and bam. Pop goes the weasel. So that peak was short. I'm assuming there was that astral suck put to use.
The gravity well, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the game changer. Regardless how much Action PH can outduel the members of Morph Impact in the past few rounds, you can't expect to pull off hero plays like that on the retake. That's simply too easy to account for, especially for a team like Morph Impact who really has it. Sure, the scoreline does not suggest it, but you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. You've seen them pull off phenomenal plays, and there's still a long, long way to go. It's a marathon, man, not a race.
Right now, well, Action PH, they're still looking to be first. Jet only, he is looking to finish first in terms of the scoreboard as well, being the MVP, getting those kills. And right now, yet again, Action PH, look at this peak from Tesseract. This was unnecessary. And so was the second one from a man. Now, this is what I'm leaning towards. I don't completely like this because these are unnecessary picks now. Jet only, he got the initial kill. You put it into a 5 versus 4. You eliminated the enemy Jet on an attack with the fumble around and conjure up whatever they can with these supportive players.
Yeah, right here.
And there still may be a chance they can win this round, but there's no need to bring it this close. You can simply, just with simple Valorant, after the initial kill, win it. So right now, the guiding light goes through, so does the recon bolt. Ney gets a quick little kill onto Modski, on towards the 8 bomb side. Jet only with the backstab. Now he gets one. The spike has been planted, and we can expect the members of Action TH to conjure up and to convolute onto the members of Action TH. Morph impact, it's a 1v1, yes, and Jet only clutches it with a 4K. You can look the sheer excitement on his face as he fist bumps his teammate, and Action PH end the half with a 9-3.
That was a dicey game of numbers there. It came down to the 1v1 at the end. Wow. Alright. This is going tooth and nail. And you know, the fortunate thing is, even though it started off as a little bit of a landslide, we at least have the cursed scoreline. So 93.5, so this means it's far from over.
Even you believe in the curse, huh? I thought I was casting with OG. I thought, someone knew it would be fine. The curse wouldn't be mentioned. I was never gonna talk about it, but nope. So far, every single caster has mentioned there is no such thing as the curse. There doesn't exist. No. But okay. We'll see if the curse is real or not. Sure, I'll temporarily see if the curse is real. I am a curse hunter after all. But right now, the pistol round certainly is real, and we can see that Action PH are the ones on attack right now. But going over into Garage, it's a dangerous business. You've got 3 attackers right here. The spike has been dropped. 2 defenders are there. Jet only just peeking the corner. He lands a kill. Ney, he's got to back off because his teammate Fat Penguin also falls, and so does Ney by the hands and by the ghost of a man.
This man has been phenomenal on his taps, and now he's looking to close it off on the pistol. He's taken a lot of time to just chill, and now he's gonna come in for the kill. 10-3, and that's double digits secured already for Action PH. You know what? Action PH, with the dominance that they've displayed here on Haven, yeah, it's best of 3, and I still hope that it goes the full way, because we've seen moments of brilliance coming in from Morph Impact as well, and now they have very little room to produce more of those brilliance until we might, just head on over to Icebox.
And the thing with the Icebox is, yet again, Action PH chose this map. And this map was chosen. Morph Impact had a free choice. They opted for Haven. And they're losing by a margin of 10-3, perhaps even 11-3 right now, considering this is the eco of the defense side and they've just got upgraded pistols. They're looking to get kills. Fat Penguin, no! Oh, he missed. Modski got a kill and then aimed back to Fat Penguin and still got that frag, and now Jet only. He'll be up against Raf. Great headshot right there with the Marshall. So OG, you finally get to see a great Marshall kill. Maybe even a second. Yeah, there's the second. But here is the 11th for Action PH. They are a single round away from match point and 2 away from sheer victory on Haven.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna require a phenomenal comeback to pull this one. Because right now it feels like Morph Impact, they might just be like GG next, but you never really bow out, right? You never really give out a fight. They have the better weapons. They still have to go in with half shields, so they will be a little vulnerable to these Spectres, all things said and done. The jump spot, the Killjoy setup here is going to be perfect. There needs to be at least one Cloudburst on it if he wants to at least commit a dash, but it seems like he's going to save it. He needs to save it for his commitment into the site, maybe the flash. It deters them from the peak and it pushes them all back to where they came from. All the way back to the starting line.
It's a fake.
Yeah.
It's a fake
Look at
fake,
the rotations,
actually.
though. Exactly. They've been drawn away, and I think now Action PH realized it as well. They know that they've committed that rotation without the side being hit, so they're all gonna go back. So is this gonna be a recommitment towards the C side? Are they just trying to push
Fake,
up
as I like to call it.
Okay, let's go. The reveal, and it's the sole setup of ANF here. He's been phenomenal so far. Naru with a big swing. That is a Grove Street drive-by right there. Fat Penguin, could he do the undoable? The spray, it's kind of off, but Busy Nats is there for securing this thing. The drone, tag didn't come in just yet. Gonna play this one aggressive, knows that he needs to get this down to a one-on-one, but too little too late. That trade right there, when it was denied by Fizzy Nat's early rotation, that was what saved them some skin in this retake.
Yeah. So yeah, like we were talking about, you know, I like to call it the fake because that sounds a bit more cool. I don't know, whatever. But that was, I think, the intended plan for the side of Action PH only. The reason why there were no cloud bursts and stuff is because that was exactly what they were going for. They executed a lot of manpower on on C long, and then they fell back, but they stayed near that C long, and that Nebula from Astra prevented any info from Morph Impact members. So they could only think that, okay, it was an actual fake, they're going to A or maybe even B. But yeah, they faked the fake and they went for the C execute back up. Unfortunately, it didn't work out as in this round as well. Jet only in his Blade Storm. It won't be working out. A man is looking for a retrade. He spots Frizz, but I don't think he'll be getting the kill anytime soon because Frizz was too quick with his retreat, and he safely manages to retreat back. So that's a kill in the hands of Morph Impact, and they know not to take any unnecessary risks. Unlike what Action PH started doing in the tail end of their defensive half, when they started peaking even more, Morph Impact don't want any of that business. They're staying as close as it is, sticking together, staying near the bomb site, and waiting for the attackers to arrive.
For sure. At this point, like you said, it's gonna be the calm nature that helps you navigate the storm. And mind you, this is a raging storm coming to your way. Frizzy is gonna be playing the off angle, and he had to shoot the tail graze there. Beautiful peek from Tesseract. The timing is phenomenal, and so is the backup. They just know exactly what lies ahead. It's like they read this coming a mile away. And again, timing there is of the essence. The utility, it baits out the shot perfectly. He's already in position to make use of the distraction, and with that off angle, there's just barely anything the defense could do but land a sitter and hope that hits. Not gonna work this time around, not gonna work against Action PH. This is just straight up brutality that we've gotten to witness in Haven. We call this Haven, but it looks like hell for Morph Impact, and you just gotta hope that Icebox is a little more warm, at least for them.
I see the wordplay. Yeah. Alright, but right now there is no mercy being shown to the members of Action PH, but they move straight into the crosshairs of Nate. He gets a double for the price of his own life. Still fine enough, but honestly, OG, there's no point talking about the economy of Morph Impact anymore. Their economy now is whatever we can buy, we buy. We don't think about the next round. There is no point thinking about the next round, saving up, anything like that, because there may not be a next round. So whatever the members of Morph Impact they can afford, they should be going for it. In this case, Frizz, he can't really afford a lot. He's going to go on the classic. He's one ultimate pip away from unlocking his ult. That is an unfortunate thing right there, because had he had the Blade Storm, he could have dealt extreme amounts of damage. But already we are seeing, a great shot from Ney, as a matter of fact. There goes the Nano Swarm, but the Nova as well and the Nebula allowing the members of Action PH to flood into the bomb side. That's exactly what they'll do. They covered their tracks from Garage using the smokes. They went in. Raph, well, he makes sure it's not only Tesseract's shock dots they get kills. And NF, well, he gets one more with his Vandal. And now we head into a post-draw.
Okay, they've already made enough space for Frizzy, and the trade's in perfectly. It's gonna be a very, very hard retake for Morph Impact, because the post plan is just so much. If I'm not mistaken, the shock dart was up at least a few moments ago. Wow, Raph lines up two heads like he's a guillotine, and that was just finesse at the end there. 12 to 5.
Right here.
There's a long way back in this game, but maybe it's their morale. that just could get a little boost. Why not have some fun on process of going to Icebox?
That's true, but Action PhD, they've got to make sure they don't give away too many rounds. They still have a great buffer period. They've got 7 rounds to go, and they just
They're
have to
1
win
point away
a
from
single
closing
one.
this. Exactly.
Exactly. Not only just closing away literally, not even match point or anything, overtime. They've secured overtime. Even if they lose 7 rounds consecutively, we are going to an OT where things will for sure take a turn differently. But right now, we can see that the members of Action PH, well, they're not on their strongest by. So this round as well shouldn't go in their direction. However, we can see them pushing into the bomb side. Jet only goes there. The Cloudburst, he's in it. He was flashed by the guiding light momentarily as he destroys the turret. But in doing so, he destroys his own life at the hands of Fat Penguin. And everyone from Morph Impact just goes back into the bomb side. Motsky couldn't really do anything. He got a single kill. But there was just members from all over getting rid of him.
Aye. That was just a clean sweep at the table, and everything falls off the floor. That was clinical, and that is at least reassuring, right? At least you have that confidence up and running. And at this point, I don't think any of them are going to be tilted. They're going to take whatever goes their way, and they're going to enjoy it as much as they can. That's right. You can see that he wants to close this one out. He's eager to head towards Icebox, and he just wants to make sure that he doesn't give one thing.
Right there.
That's hope. That's what he wants to
Heading
deny.
to the above.
I feel like Fizzy has been pretty good on his jet. It's just sad that it doesn't work out in some of the circumstances.
Yeah, he can have those exceptional plays. So can all 10 of these members. It's just a matter of when. And when does your team need you the most? In this case, Nate and the side of Raph. Well, their team needed them, and they deliver a double kill each, and Frizz finishes things off. What is happening to Action PH right now? This was a full buy, and they just all 10 of them went on A. This didn't make a lot of sense.
Alright. I mean, I kind of maybe understand that they might have wanted to force out rotations or something, so they were just going for aggressive control and falling back. But they initially encountered Fizzy at short as he whiffed off a shot of the operator and fell back. Then I'm pretty sure that they did not expect the double peek into his long. They just fell flat. They didn't have a reply to that on the spot. And now, considering that our man Jet only does not have the blades to come up, has to go in for the Spectre. But the half investment to some extent, so they can buy up completely the round next. They're gonna exchange Tail Blaze, and now it's gonna be the commitment, the dash. Okay, I assume he's gonna dash out off.
One enemy remaining.
Because it's simply not gonna work out for Action PH though on this inferior buy. The utility put to perfection by Morph Impact to deny them to even step out of garage. Their counterplay was downright brilliant. Just flash and completely bash. Those are the only 2 words that
Should I
need to
play
be
some
said.
stars in this reality?
Yeah, here we have the coach from side of Action PH. He's got to make sure that the boys do not lose out on this one, because first of all, their opponents chose this map. They've gotten match point. However, the opponents are closing in, and soon we are going to see a Mexican standoff where both of the teams will be on an equal round count. That's going to be 12-12 if things go how the way they are going. But Action PH, they should have a long discussion. They have a minute and a couple of more seconds to talk about it, and so do their opponents, Morph Impact. I mean, they know they have found this newfound momentum with them, and this second wind that is allowing them to push through, irrespective of whatever their opponents are throwing at them. Whether they want to go for fakes, they want to rush and flood a bomb site, or even in an eco, they're looking to get aggressive map control, like you mentioned, OG. Whatever the side of Action PH are doing, Morph Impact need to have a counter, and so far it's looking like they will have a counter. And they have had a counter in the previous rounds as well. We have not seen, Action PH win the past couple of rounds. They've been losing consecutively, and 4 more rounds is the differential. And that will mean that, overtime will be secured for the side of Morph.
For sure. It's gonna be a hard comeback, because at every step along the journey, you need to play discipline, right? You need to make sure that you have numbers, because you don't have any kind of rounds left to lose. You need to make sure that the retake is well funded, and you need to make sure that you're hitting your shots. And Fizzy, he's gonna do exactly that. A phenomenal pick to punish the aggression. of Action PH through a short, and now with the Astral Divide committed, they let go of the Hunter's Fury, but Fizzy, he's been sidelined, and that's crucial as they find the opening towards the side, but the fight back from Nate, it's gone down the drain. It's been put silence. And now the numbers working against Morph Impact.
Oh my.
Beautiful
Spike
shot
down
out
A.
from Raph. He is the hunter and he'll show you his gun. Hey Neff, he has the lockdown. This is big.
Spike
He's gonna
planted.
commit it right after the bomb plant. And this has to be
to find it?
a berserk play coming in from Behave. No Nana Swarm for you, sir. It's all gonna be on RU. And they're gonna wait the wall up. Oh, he gets detained. He had just half a second. Hey, Neff times it to a perfection and saves Morph Impact. They stay alive and we go 12-9, 3 rounds away from overtime, ladies and gentlemen. And you ask me why the scoreline ain't cursed?
Why do you have to mention? No, there was no need to mention that. But alright. Alright, right now, what a round. Side of Action PH, they did everything correctly. However, yet again, Morph Impact had the reply. Up until it was down to the guns, up until it was down to the kills. I really like Tesseract, sorry, not Tesseract. I really like Raph and his Hunter's Fury and how he got the counter to the Killjoy lockdown by Modski. He just, killed that almost instantly.
Exactly, man. And all things said and done, Fizz, he almost made that one count. If you would have expected the Silver to be peaking that aggressive, my guess is he would have been playing a little more conservative towards Hell. So, yeah, even though they lose the first few picks and they even lose the trade heading into the bomb plant, the fact that they saved that lockdown, the fact that they had it at the perfect moment of asking, this is gonna be dicey. And this is something that Action PH want to end as quickly as humanly possible. They have a Hunter's Fury themselves. But again, Tesseract has been playing out of his mind. I'm just eager to see what's gonna be the closure for this map, because it needs to do justice.
Totally does. And this round, yet again, Action PH, they're just going to go for a semi-buy. And then they'll be focusing on the next round. But the problem is, if they... Okay, this round loss, it's still fine enough, seeing what the guns that they have bought. One can make the rational argument that, yeah, they're not looking to win. They're just looking to, get a few rifles of Morph Impact and save that. It's not even a bonus round. It's just a semi-eco half-buy. But if they lose the next round at Morph Impact get 11, then honestly, OG, overtime it is. If Morph Impact can secure out these 2 next rounds, that's that. So honestly, like looking at this from a full buy versus full buy perspective, if you're looking at this with no hocus pocus happening, none of, no thrifties, anything like that, Action PH only have one chance to prevent overtime. And that is going to be round number 22. Sorry, round number 23. This is round 22 at the moment that we will be watching. And that will be starting off in a matter of seconds. So, Action PH, they are going to go for the buys. Half armor on many of the members of Guardian on Modski as well. So they are still looking to buy their weapons. And they've got the bonus round loss as well. The round loss bonus, sorry. For the previous couple of rounds. And Frizz, he gets the kill with the operator, but there's a quick trade. And here is the entry into the B-bomb side. The nanostorms, the turrets, everything go wild. But Jet only still gets the frag.
Yeah, he was to end this right here, right now. The Bladestrom out on the other side as well. Man disadvantage as they head into the retake of the B side after all. So they're trying to split this like a sandwich. The Hunter's Fury out from the side of Action PH to try and hold on to this a little longer.
Oh my.
It comes to an end.
Attackers
That's
win.
all that they needed. A little bit of silence before the storm finally hits. And the storm was a Jet with a darn stinger.
Even in the bomb side, the crossfire being maintained by Jet only and Modski. It was just great stuff. And you can see that now the Action PH members, they have a smile on their face. Now that they have closed it out, They know how big this was. They know that because they won on their opponent's map, Icebox is also, and it should be going their way. So Action PH, yeah, it's a great moment for them because they fought. They really had to fight their way through and through, but they still delivered after all. So still great stuff for all the fans from Philippines or maybe even around the world watching Action PH. And for the side of Morph Impact, will, don't get too disheartened. You have the map of Icebox. Is Icebox going to be difficult? There's no denying that. Obviously, it will be difficult because, we've already seen how Action PH play on their opponent's map. One can only imagine the destruction that they will cause on a map of their own picking and their own liking. So it's not going to be an easy journey from this foot forward, but you still have to take a step at a time and you have to keep on moving, much like what Morph Impact were doing, trying to build up that round differential and trying.
Yeah. And I think more importantly, it's
An
also going to be
Icebox.
important. Yeah, and I think right now more important, like you can see what Morph Impact did to my hair, man. They just have no chill whatsoever, and I think they
Exactly.
need a chill as well. So let's quickly head to the highlights as the players take a small break and they reset, recompose for Icebox, which is going to be ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. It started off in I'd say a pretty bland way. Action PH, they looked like they had control of this game from the get-go, and the rounds that Morph Impact were able to pull out of the bag on their attack, to a lot of the extent, it felt like it was more due to the fact that Action PH had a couple of loops in their defense. It wasn't an overwhelming case of they had something figured out themselves.
Can be the case. Yeah, with Action PH, they were like, at times they were looking unstoppable. Their defense was looking pitch perfect, but there were times as well where there were many holes in their defense, and the opposition could either capitalize off of that or just play normally, and those problems would themselves be a big barrier between Action PH and sheer victory. So yeah, Action PH over peaking angles. I get, we are looking at these highlights, and this gives a great theory, and this just gives the reason why Action PH got so comfortable towards the later stages of the first half with the angles they were peaking, with the fights and the duels that they were taking, is because they knew that sooner rather than later, gunfights were gonna go their way and they would end up winning the rounds. It only hit them towards right at the end when they started losing a couple of rounds. They lost a couple of rounds, one maybe two rounds, for that exact very reason, and that's when they should have learned their lesson. So hopefully they don't have a repetition or something like this on the map of Icebox, potentially even the decider map if we go there. But other than that, yeah, the first half extremely dominant. 9-3 was 9-3 was the final scoreline, and there wasn't much Morph Impact could have done. They did try, and trust me, it was a valiant effort on their own defense, but still they fell short by a couple of rounds.
Yeah, for sure. I just feel like if they were a little more ready on their attack, this could have been a completely different story, CCV. Just a couple of rounds here and there, and this would be a completely different tale that we could tell. Sadly, it's a tale that Morph Impact need to take home. And more importantly, in their minds, if they need to stay in the upper bracket, it has to be two maps of brilliance that they need to put on show for us. We've seen them having their moments of brilliance. We've seen, I think, almost all the players have at least a highlight or two show what their metal is, which seems pretty darn sturdy. So it's not a question of metal, it's the question of teamwork. In some of these rounds, especially on the retake, you can see like they're just going one by one. Those are things that will easily get you punished at this high of a level.
Yeah. Yeah, and they did get punished for that. Now we saw this was well the kind of sort of comeback of Morph Impact. They won fifth, then they won their sixth, they won their fourth, they won the fifth, they won the sixth, and then the train started rolling through and the snowball effect started. And soon enough, that one snowball could have turned into an avalanche. It almost did. All of that was sliding down onto the members of Action PH. However, one lucky round and they put an end to this. This round was absolutely insane. Are you? Again, his face cam as well. It just the pain. Exactly. It just speaks. a picture speaks a million words, and that little gif that can be made just spoke so much more about how he was feeling. But then again, you got the final kill, and it was a completely different expression after that. So that ended the map of Haven. A great map. Action PH, yeah, they slipped up a little bit, but more so, Morph Impact have got to realize that what was going wrong, that the utility of Action PH is looking extremely strong. So either they entirely just, go for headshots, go for kills, and early on into the round, they, try and frag out the opposition. Or if that doesn't work, then, they have to play with the utility and they have to use their own utility in order to help them.
Yeah. And considering that we're gonna have Icebox now on up for grabs, it's gonna be interesting because Icebox, considering how long range both the site is, it's gonna be nice to see that operator versus operator deal. Let's quickly head to the map recap, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're just joining us, don't worry, you've missed on a little bit of action, but there's still a lot more from where that came from. Because right now we've done map 1, which was almost a comeback. But Action PH, they managed to take the dub. Map 2, now picked by Action PH being Icebox. Do you think that that's somewhat of an edge, or how often do you see in these best of threes that these teams just trade maps?
It depends on the team, and it depends on the teams, honestly. In this case, speaking rationally, I don't think we'll be seeing a trade of maps. I think Action PH have a firm grip on this best of 3, and even if we do trade maps, Ascent can go either way. If we do go to Ascent, that's an entirely different ball game. But for now, Icebox, I do see Action PH closing this in a 2-0. However, Morph Impact can certainly change that. They will need a bit of time to regroup themselves, rethink their strategy, and overall for all 5 players to be on the same page as well, and so do all of us. It was a long game. It almost went the entire 24 rounds of regulation, just stopping before. So for that reason, OG, we'll be taking a quick little break, but don't worry everyone, keep watching, grab a can of Red Bull, make sure you're energized, because up after this, we'll have map number 2, and then another set of best of 3 in front of you as well from the upper bracket finals. Till then, you are watching Intel presents the Esports Club Challenger Series powered by Cosmic Byte. Stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues, but luckily the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch, and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2 TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus vortex flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues. But luckily, the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch, and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. The wait was short, so hopefully you got your fill of Red Bull, popcorn, or whatever you fancy. Things started to get a little heated up at Haven as we kind of sensed the pulse of a comeback. But here to return us to sanity and to chill our nerves a little bit, we head towards the ice box. So let's
Mhm.
chill for a second, CCV, and let's head
Yes.
to the back seat now. In the map prior, we almost had a comeback, and it was majoritively due to the fact that Morph Impact wasn't really able to get much done on their offense. So let's quickly head to the map recap in case you are just joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Map 1, like we said, already done and dusted with 13 to 9 in the favor of Action PH, and it really showed. Both their defense was stellar and their attack, even though it was a little doubtable towards the end when that comeback was building up. Yeah, they managed to close it
Uh-huh.
out with the Stinger buy, which is the saltiest way you can end it. So yeah, we head towards Icebox, a map which is reliant on your duelists having success, especially a Jet honing her abilities with that operator. A map which also relies on the information, because there's a lot of avenues where you can sneak by under the guise of verticality and you can still cause a lot of impact.
Absolutely, yeah. Icebox, there are going to be many ways. A lot of the teams, they don't always are going to be focusing on the mid and especially the tube and kitchen area. That is something that can be overlooked, especially by the attackers, unless they have a set strategy. I would like for that to not be the case. I would like for the attackers to not just focus on A or B. As in this case, we move on over to the agent selection screen. Morph Impact, they're going to go for double duelist. NF on the Viper, as it is very common. RU as well, sticking to the Viper. And both the teams, it's going to be a mirror composition from their side. So in terms of strategy, in terms of utility, OG, all of that is going to be similar to an extent. It's just going to come down to plain and simple gunfights and your positioning. So that's the thing. Right now, it's going to be a lot of mechanical skill that will be helping these players get those frags and essentially get those rounds as well.
And I think that this attributes the discussion that we had in the pregame before map one, where both these regions are kind of used to playing each other. So you might just see them going toe to toe with a similar strategy, with a similar strat book, and predictably a similar draft, which in this case is identical, both in Haven and Icebox. So if this truly is going to be the closure, and even if we do get the 2-0, it's going to be on the back of a mirror draft where both these teams should, theoretically be comfortable, and which truly shows that Action PH have done their homework and are more than hungry and eager to maintain their upper bracket run.
It certainly should be. If they win this, they move into the upper bracket finals and they'll be facing off against the winners of Alter Ego up against Enigma, the 5 p.m. match as well. So if you don't want to miss that match between India and Indonesia, between these two giants as well, make sure you stay subscribed to the Esports Club channel. Go down below and click the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you do not miss out the stream that will be happening at 5 p.m. and also in the upcoming days as well. We've got plenty of lower bracket matches. We've got upper bracket to finish, and then quite certainly right before Christmas we will have the grand finals to decide who will be the winner in this South Asian Intel Challenger Series, and who will be taking a large chunk out of that $20,000, roughly 15 lakh Indian rupees prize pool. But for now, it's still the upper bracket semifinals. For now, it's still going to be map number 2 of Icebox between Morph Impact and the side of Action PH. So heading on over there, I still firmly believe that we have diverged into the same compositions. The agents are not different by any stretch of the imagination, unlike the previous map. So keeping that in mind, I really think that whichever team takes the early advantage, there's going to be a big shift as soon as attackers and the defenders side swap happens after the first half. Then things will take a turn for better or for worse for either one of these teams. Either one can be Action PH or it can be Morph. So whichever team gets the early advantage, and if one of the teams, at the very least, even a 7-5 lead can be maintained heading into the second half, I presume that they will have a comfortable journey, because the next half, the side swap, the pistol rounds, they can be a bit dicey as well. So both of these teams should be looking for a slight but a lead nonetheless at the tail end of the first half.
Sure. We've painted a picture as to what they're fighting for, which is to maintain their upper bracket run. But if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we also should paint the picture of the contrasting opposite, right? What happens to the losers of this best of three? Now, whoever ends up going down here in between Morph Impact and Action PH are going to go down to the lower bracket where they're going to duke it off against Global Esports. So again, that's a match which both these teams want to try to avoid. That's a match which is calling upon itself danger. So both these teams, they're going to give it their all to try and get Icebox under their belt. So far, we've seen a lot from Action PH, but it also could be the impact of a slow start from the side of Morph. So if Haven was truly maybe a warm up and we sense that comeback, and maybe that was just the starting of what could be a full course meal. Now we're just gonna head into the thick of it. This could be the meat and the juicy steak that could be heading our way. Because Icebox, it's almost certain that aim duels are almost half as important as utility, especially when you go on to those long ranges. Your duelist is gonna have a pivotal job on getting that key advantage and falling back. If you're on the defense, it might be a jet with that operator. If you're on the attack, it could be the double updraft blade stream that you sometimes do see come viable when you need a counter aggression, which is something that we've seen quite a bit of today. Yeah, a lot of possibilities, but there only could be one winner. That's one fact.
Certainly so. Even on the map of Ascent, if we do go to the cider, I'll be honest, heading before Icebox, I want Morph Impact to change my opinion. I want them to prove me wrong and show to everyone that no, we are not out of this BO3 and take everyone us on a ride to the map of Ascent as well. But if we do go to Ascent, even that can lay into the thick of it with the fact that both of these teams already are going to go for double duelist on Icebox. On Ascent, we don't really see double duelist a lot. What we do see is a double initiator with a Sova and a Sky, perhaps maybe even a Breach if the teams want to go for them. But that's the main factor. On Ascent, are we going to expect double initiator or double duelist, or perhaps we have this interesting scenario and these interesting interactions between all 10 of the players where one team has picked up the double initiator but the other is more focused on their gunfights because they know they're confident in that and they don't want to focus too much on utility. I don't quite think that'll be the case. If we do go on over to Ascent, utility will be prioritized a little more than gunfights, seeing how Haven played out, seeing how all 22 rounds of Haven played out. But Ascent can also be an interesting topic of discussion, thinking about how that map will play out, not just Icebox for now.
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of like the fact that you went down that double initiator route because sure, you have the Sova, which is going to be very crucial, not only on maybe a map like Icebox, but also Ascent, right? Ascent, if you don't pick Sova, it's almost like you're playing on a handicap because sometimes the walls are so paper thin, information is so useful, and that Hunter's Fury, you saw how phenomenal it was on Haven to deny the Killjoy lockdown, to deny pushes. There's a lot of things that you can do with the Sova. And when you have a Sky. Now, the one thing about the Sky is, sure, she comes under the cap of an initiator, but sometimes that could be completely capped considering she's also a pseudo duelist. That's a character that can not only facilitate your duelist, but also can put on the duelist shoes and take a couple of duels herself, with the Tailblaze getting you a lot of information, with the Guiding Light being a very nice tool not only to set up with, but set up by yourself when you're going to go for an aggressive engagement. And we've seen that on multiple occasions work out. How is this going to pan on Icebox? Because again, Vipers are going to be really important. You have obviously the stage coming out from either side, so they're looking to potentially either block off an area like Tube, or they're looking to play that walled post plan, which you've seen so often on a map like Icebox. Now, with there being so much hold on either side, it's going to be putting a lot of that onus on the Jet, right? So we're going to be seeing a lot of those aggressive plays. We're going to be seeing plays that are berserk outright, but are important and necessary to win that team game aspect of Icebox. Because sometimes the best attack is also the best defense.
True. And I know everyone's waiting for Icebox as well. I know all of us are. And as a matter of fact, you know what? Let's actually jump into the game. I was going to mention there was a slight technical issue delaying us, but now we are back into the game. And yeah, I really like your point about the pseudo duelist. I think of it more like not every single agent, but a majority of these agents have a primary role and a secondary role. I'm going to take an example of, say, another initiator. You mentioned Sky being an initiator and a duelist. Breach can be classified as an initiator and a sentinel because of his anti-entrenchment properties. You've got Aftershock and you've got Fault Line. Yeah, the flashes are the same, sure. But his utilities can, lure out or essentially force out defenders or opposition from those pesky corners that they are playing in. So that's one example. One example of a great execute right now can be this from Action PH, unless Fat Penguin wants to put an end to it. And he can! Oh my god! He almost did! A man, he kills him. What happened right there between Tesseract and Fat Penguin? That was something for the ages to witness. But Iman is not the... But yeah, they are both the Reynas fragging right now as Ney gets a kill from the side of Morph. Impact. And well, that was Raf peeking a little too aggressively. Iman is on a 4K. So it's going to be Reyna versus Reyna. But you have this addition of RU playing the Viper.
For sure. It's Ney who needs to pull off the big play. He has one soul orb available, so a dismiss is potentially what he has in mind. He pushes the smoke at it.
Ace.
Yeah, that is so well played there by the side of Action PH. This, you know, like the meme, right? When gamers go out to dance? Yeah, kind of look like a nasty little ballet at death. Not the dance that you'd like to go to the club with. Nonetheless, it's also dicey of a defense that they set up. They set up that aggressive defense towards B main. If I'm not mistaken, it was Jet only, it was Fizz who was on the top of the main boxes and he just got completely obliterated there. With there being no reply, they just try to throw everything at the wall and see if it sticks. Sadly, the only thing that did stick is a nasty punch coming in from our man, Eman, who's looked to be a master of the sky. Now he is the master of the aggression that you need with Rana and Icebox. And yeah, the Marshall, it's been consistently shut down by the side of Action PH. Every time Morph in fact go for this Marshall investment, you see that it does damage only towards the end. The Marshall, it's more useful for getting that opening headshot so that the potential weight could be added over which you could potentially deliver that fatal blow.
In this case, there was a blow delivered to the members. There was a blow delivered to the members of Action PH. They may not have lost the round, but they lost a majority of their players. 3 of their members died. So economically, they're not in the best state because round number 3, it won't be a bonus round for them, unlike Haven, where, it was a flawless round number 2. In this case, they faced a lot of deaths, and now they will have to go for a kind of buy. And Action PH, well, they're going to go all in with rifles as well and half armor. So this is quite interesting. Action PH are going all in this round. Frizz, he dashes away just in the nick of time. He'll get healed by his teammate. But with the Empress, Iman knows no fear. He's just pushing into the defender side. Frizz gets the opening kill even though he was tagged. And Iman right now from this power position, he can get one kill. He gets the first. And now he spots another. That's the second for him. Again with the dismiss. He's invisible. He's all alone. 1 versus 3 for him. Cornered off. Fat Penguin knows about him. He is closing in on him. Ney from the right. It's going to be a dual peek. Man gets one more. He goes into the dismiss. Can he get another? The Leo affecting the defenders right now. And NF, he puts an end to it. A great effort from a man. But Morph Impact, they do get their first round.
Yeah, he needed to ace it again to win it there. And again, that sounds a little too far-fetched even for me. Man tried everything, but he had to bow out at one point. That Lear was so perfect because it kind of isolated Hey NF to give in to that 1 versus 2, right? He went in all alone in the 1 versus 1. Meanwhile, his comrade was out breaking that Lear. So he read that situation like a book. If only he could have ended it with a perfect chapter. It would have been a story-like finish. For now though, it's no fairy tale for either side. The aggressive peek in through pipes. Now, this is a play that I very well like. It puts a lot of pressure on the people aggressing from underneath, but little did he know, quite a bit of them. Pressure being spread that much ain't gonna do much at whatsoever. Fat Penguin, he's gonna be tagged in by the Owl Drone, and he looks to outduel Eman, which he actually ends up doing. Phenomenal stuff here as he puts off the duelist hat on the Sage. Modzki, he needs to try and maybe help his teammate on that engagement, but it seems like Aru can more than hold his own ground. The backstab's coming in from Ney though. This is so smart from Morph Impact. They anticipate the backstab coming, so they're playing aggressive in hopes for that first peek. If that first peek ain't gonna come, it's pretty transparent what the game plan's gonna be here from Morph Impact. So they circle around, anticipating this lurk, and if the eyes are not heading the right direction, they're gonna be heading down the body bag, and argue and go. Play that one perfectly. That's how you keep your chill in a situation like that.
I mean, for a second, they had all of us fooled as well, with all of us thinking they're going to go on B. Meanwhile, the Morph Impact players take up A. And it was going to be a late rotation, but no. They rotated, but they went over towards Rafters, towards that belt area, and then they got the kills, completely catching their opposition off guard. And that worked for the side of Action PH. One thing that may not be working are these similar executions towards A. Yet again, now, we have all 5 members executing on B. It's going to be a flood with the exception of Are You playing the Viper. The Jet dashing in towards B, so we already have Jet only with this Vandal. Look how aggressive he is getting as the dive agent.
Careful.
And alongside him, it's going to be Eman peeking those corners, checking out yellow boxes as well. Raf has got the Marshal, but the toxic screen prevents them from seeing anything as Frizz. He gets the opening kill. The Hunter's Fury goes through. There's another kill with the Blaze Storm. There's a kill with the Hunter's Fury. And just based on ultimates, Morph Impact will be winning this ever so crucial round.
And on the back of the Fury weapons as well. It's all on a one man, and it's Desrak. He's been a very integral part of Action PH today, and he seems to be eager to pull off a play. Luckily, there ain't no magic that's coming back their way. Morph Impact winning that purely off abilities. That was timed to perfection, and it looks like a cut. It looks like that crime scene was orchestrated.
Makes you wonder, are Action PH doing the correct thing? I already talked about how pushing 5 members down a bomb site is not good, but them committing majority of the members all together this early into the round as well. The thing with going this early is that the defenders still have a ton of their utility. And yet again, missing the Blade Storm. Tesseract, no, even he has been revealed, and everyone's location goes. Although Eman, he picks up a beautiful kill, picks up the Vandal, not before he'll die. So, great stuff happening from Action PH. The resurrection was a bait, and Jet only this time. He gets his revenge with the Blade Storm. He was resurrected, and he kills. And now Fat Penguin is right here on mid. Even he will go for a resurrection bait play, but it won't work as RU picks up a double. And the Hunter's Fury as well on the side of Action PH got a kill. What was this round, OG?
So, this is what I'm able to at least theorycraft with what's left with my sanity. Both sides on the inferior buy, throwing ults where neither of them expected to do the other to do. You know, it's the classic case of you don't expect us to do it, and it's so powerful that when we do it, it becomes twice as better. Like, they didn't expect that revive. The Blade Storm, once revived, gave its absolute fullest in terms of value. And boy, oh boy, this is like balancing on a knife's edge. It's dicey, it's hard, but it's required. Kane, great. What? That, I'd be salty after that, bro. I wouldn't even blame Frizzy for that. That was utterly and butterly disgusting.
Right now, the Sage wall, as smooth as butter, is going to go up. And Raf, oh, can he catch the Sage off guard? Yes, he does. He gets one. Now going for the spray trance, but no, Eman is the better in that duel because of his positions. The second Leo goes through as well. He spots, and what a headshot through the wall. Oh, again, Ney, he was too close right there to that angle. And he got dinked, he got killed. And now Eman may go for a third. Yes, he does. So, yet again, this Reina absolutely on fire and Action PH on their attack. They are looking quite strong. Yet again, this round, just on the basis of the initial kills, I did like that Morph Impact went for the Viper Spin to entirely lock off A, and that did force, the side of Action PH to go for a B take. But still, on the shoulders of this one Reina getting a triple, the B execute worked, and the Sage planted the spike. And as soon as we went into a post-plant scenario, in a way, Morph Impact knew it was going to be difficult. And this round as well, it's not going to be any easier with the guns that they have.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like they're gonna play this one an aggressive stance towards A, with the Viper lurking out towards mid. Jet only, he's been pretty aggressive all day, all night, and Nay gonna be denied yet again. Oh, he holds the spot leg. Ay. Fat Penguin. He was like a sitting duck. I mean, they're both birds.
Right now, yet again, just Action PH. They've only lost a single member right now. Well, make that two as Frizz gets one before perhaps being traded out by Jet only. No, it's going to be a man with another kill. Raf now entering from defender's spawn. Oh, he missed the shots. He missed the spray. Raf is not happy with that. Iman picks up yet another triple kill, and Action PH, they're just riding this wave of win after win after win. They've been winning multiple rounds so far, and there is no stopping these guys. They know yet again that they will be in a lead. Another round, OG, and they will confirm a 7-5 split at the very least. At the very least, we can expect another 8-4-9-3. With how it's going right now, I think an 8-4 is likely, but honestly a 9-3 can go on the scorecards as well. And I think Action PH have it in them to do that. As Morph Impact, well, what is this strategy? To just rush on over and bring the gunfight to Action members when they do get one kill. And look at this spray transfer from Fat Penguin. A double headshot with the Vandal puts the attackers in their place.
One enemy
Oh
remaining.
my goodness, he
Spike
just
down
dipped
A.
them down to low and pulled them out to the sky. Ay. That hurts. That hurts. Holy hell, that's one way to put a stop to an aggression. Alright, Nay, he knows exactly what's up. Off goes the weasel. And that was a classic example of aggression being dealt with aggression. So I very much understand the need to play that upper belt aggression with Jet. He had that operator, so he has the ability to dash away once the aggression comes towards him, right? Usually you see people updraft and head towards there, but he took the ropes rather, maybe for the velocity that you do get when you go down the rope. The counterplay though from Fat Penguin, whew, that was sweaty aim and sweaty game. The closer he gets to the revive, the more comfortable a team like Morph Impact is going to be on the retake duty. They look like they're going to line up for Amin, but they get the frag and they fall back in the nick of time. Their technique is sick and they make that hit stick. The man advantage as they look to regain momentum now on the defense.
Alright, so there goes the resurrection, and now yet again, Action PH, even if they were planning a fake, because we can see someone like Frizz pushing down mid, getting that info near attacker spawn, they know it's not a fake. They know it's going to be an actual execution. We can see Frizz on the backstab. Oh, is he going on A? Do not go for the actual backstab. He can. And Frizz gets away. Oh, he went for the updraft kill. Don't tell me that was how he got that frag. Absolutely insane. But not only that, look at the fact that how much visual all these members of Action PH who now have no place to go. They are stuck between a rock and a hard place. There goes the Empress, the final bit of ultimate from the side of Iman. Oh, two great headshots. And a third. So far, it's been all headshots on the side of Morph Impact. They have lost a single life. But now, all alone, Jet only. His location is known. I don't think he can do much. 20 seconds on the clock. Are we going to see another kill? Yes, we will. 4K for Frizz, and he picks up an operator as a gift.
Holy hell. Not only did he get that right click, but he also kind of made it brown down there. So, yeah, that's putting fear into your enemy's mind before slaughtering them. Absolutely brutal with the knives, Fizzy. No chill whatsoever. And Amin, he's been doing his job. He's been playing out of his freaking mind. But 6 rounds. I'm pretty sure Action PH are gonna try and milk this lead as much as they can because they know that if they can, they're gonna close this off at Icebox. Peak from Fizzy, restricted by the Lear, has allowed a member to lure past him. He knows though the setup. He knows the play. He sees it coming and he smiles away on the back of an aggressive Peak. Revive this, he says.
Now, Action PH yet again, they have got the Viper split, but in order to execute that, they must have to plant the spike or get aggressive map control. They need to be very close to as to where the spike can be planted. And right now, using the ability Morph Impact are not allowing them. However, APH brute force their way in with Motsky getting the kill on the opposing Viper. And speaking of the Viper split here, it has been emitted. So all the attackers playing from inside it. Contrary to how you usually play Icebox and a post plant on Icebox as an attacker from behind. But right now, all the members of Action PH are up close and personal, and they are delivering on the promise that they will end this half with an advantage. NF with a backstab. He can be influential. Tesseract gets one. He has been traded out. But the thing is, NF, he can't be the only person going for the backstab because, well, he is the only person remaining. So he gets another kill onto Motsky, but with time ticking down and not a lot of seconds remaining on the clock, they are looking for an exit strategy. A man though, he's still by the spike. NF can retrieve the op. He gets another kill, but I think he will be falling short of the spike. Both
Everybody
of them do.
does. Oh my goodness. That
Last
was
round
so
before the switch.
well handled by the side of Morph Impact. Still of no avail though. Action PH. It's like when they make that defense post plan stick, they hit you like it's acupuncture. Ay ay ay. It seems like at least for now, they're dealing a million blows towards Morph Impact. And Morph Impact, sure, they're getting those cracks in the defense. They're able to find some initial picks from the get-go. At the end of the day, you need to close that round out, which is far from being done at this point. And Morph Impact, they are gonna be hoping that this last round comes their way. Because you know how crucial it could have been on a map like Haven where they had their guns heated and ready to go. Hunter's Fury. Are we gonna see him get a kill? No, but Hammond, he's the hunter and he has the gun of his choice. Been lethal all afternoon, and it doesn't look like it's gonna come to a close. Fizz though makes me eat my word up. But for now, Action PH, they're eating up the last round. They're looking for Fizz. They know that he needs to play aggressive for this to work out, and Motsky knows exactly what's up. GH, GY, that's all that they're gonna be thinking. Because an 8-4 is pretty good. They closed out what they started and they gave very little hope. They gave as less of it as they could at least.
Alright, yeah, it was actually very good. I mean, for the side of Morph Impact, is it salvageable? I would agree, but only in certain circumstances. I still don't think Icebox can be salvaged. The only way I can see this going the way of Morph is if they win the pistol and they win like the anti-eco, quite obviously. They make it an 8-6. Something along the lines of that, but it has got to start with the pistol round. And I don't need to repeat this for the members of Morph Impact. They are already well aware, without my words, that what they need to do in order to win this BO3. Because going down and facing off against Global, who are already on a league and on a hunt of vengeance, no team would like to face against them with how they're standing in the Challenger Series right now. But well, for now, both of these teams still have potentially another half, maybe even another map to face off against each other. Are you? He double peaks alongside Eman mid, and he gets one. Eman looking for the second, and Eman, he still gets the headshot. Oh man, he will heal himself and Tesseract the shock dart. Why not? Because if you're getting kills, might as well get all of them with all sorts of utility. And that will be another for Tesseract. So 2k for him. And now we can see that Frizz will be legit hunted down. He gets one. And that's all he'll be getting. 2k for Tesseract, 2k for Iman, and the 9th for Action PH. And OG, everything I was saying about Morph Impact winning the pistol, all of that has to be thrown away because Action PH are looking unstoppable.
Dude, you know the saddest part of this round? Is the Viper on the side of Morph Impact who got killed first. That was crucial, because if you don't have a Viper, you don't have cover, bro. You can't even
Yeah.
get to the side. Forget post plant. That's a different ballpark in and of itself. When you don't have the Viper's pit alongside the Viper's smoke. So a big L that Morph impact. Have to try and endure if this comeback
Spike
is to be
down
a
mid.
reality. They do get the trade though, and mind you, they've taken out the Sage, a crucial pickoff, which means on the side of Action PH, there's not going to be any kind of heal game anymore. If damage can be done, ideal circumstance.
One enemy remaining.
Still feeling it, and I think there should be that soul orb on the side of Nate. Okay, he's not going to invest in it, I think. Bomb plant would be ideal. Far from the picture. At this point, he's just gonna look for a couple of clips. He's gonna dip. No chance that he's clutching this. I'm calling it. If he clutches this right now, I'll probably go bald by the next time I come on stream.
All right, so Nate, he knows what to do. This is the one curse I'll believe in then. But no,
Let's
again,
go. I'm in
rationally,
for it as well. Let's go. If he
I
actually
don't
pulls this
think-
off, I'll donate my hair to him. If he actually pulls this off. But he'll have to pull my hair off.
with the
as well.
Marshall, with the Marshall peeking down, I hardly think that'll be like
30
him.
seconds left.
Still,
I mean,
Nate,
I'm
I
counting
guess he's looking for an
according to
exit
the odds,
frag.
bro. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the odds and making my bet.
Outrun me.
Nah, guess I'm
It's
right.
a fair enough bet. It's a fair enough bet. No, I'd agree with that. But yeah, the risk matched the reward. So that was that. Other than our bet as well, Action PH, well, they are betting on how quickly they can in this game. And the thing is, it can be pretty quickly because they have got double digits. And the thing is, Morph Impact, now that they have gotten their hands on rifles and good weapons, we should expect some sort of retaliation from their side. But then again, it's not the best case full buy. We can see a couple of half armors. We can see a bulldog onto Raf as well. And Raf, who was I think he was the top fragger, at least the second top fragger on the map of Haven. Right now, he's been having a bit of a quieter day. So for that reason, I think that, yeah, the entirety of Morph Impact is suffering a bit. And now in this round as well, as Iman picks up a quick little cheeky kill and falls back, albeit with 5 HP.
Oh, he's going for the wall bang. Ah, I thought he was going to pull the trigger. That looked to be right on him. For now, Raf going to be holding the aggression. Now a blow from the get-go, and Raf can't translate the first into much. Although, that's information for Action PH. They know that the A side's wide and open and clear. In the downtime, Morph Impact's Hey NF has found his way through Orange. This could be doable. They have the aggressive off angles to get that pick off and play this one a 3v3 post plant.
Last
You get the
player
trade.
standing.
It's all gonna be on ANF. He needs to pull off a Hail Mary. RU there is very low. And he knows that there is footsteps coming. Now he confirms
Last player
both
standing.
position. That was the low player on the swing. RU expecting the aggression to come from the left. Clears it out. Knows exactly what's up. Tesseract. It's him who has the pressure. It's him who time is ticking on. The recon's beautiful. He's gonna stick this a half.
Is he sticking it?
He's not gonna stick it. He's gonna go for the duel.
Oh.
And reads that to perfection. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful clutch. But that, I'm afraid, is a little too much to ask. I hope that they're able to pick up off each other's performances, because that was a moment of brilliance that they needed. Let's see what they can convert that into.
That is true. And it was a similar instance on the map of, essentially on the map of like Haven as well, albeit at that point it was Action PH who were on match point. But right now, Morph Impact can still make a comeback, albeit, and it's as a matter of fact better right now that Action PH are not on that match point, so they still have a room to work with the members of Morph Impact. They can lose a couple more rounds, but they should not lose a couple more rounds, and they should not be losing their lives. However, Action PH, they can't accept that. Jet only, he picks up one, he spots someone towards defender spawn, falling back, he spots Sova and gets another headshot, but he is not the only Jet getting headshots. It was the side of Frizz as well before he was killed, and M-Man just pushed through from A main, while we were focused on B main. Here was the other duelist from Action PH, just completely tearing apart whatever attack Morph were planning.
That is essentially the duelist just popping off on the side of Action PH. And there's a lot of setup to this, right? We look at it and say that, hey dude, Jet's getting 2 frags, the Rena's getting 2 frags, why aren't my duelists ever like that? They want to set up their is to make sure that they get to that aggressive position with confidence and safety. Yeah, it's teamwork that makes the dream work. And right now, the dream for Action PH is the 2-0. The push through mid, the recon, it at least detects the aggression, but it doesn't paint the entire picture. Tesseract, is he gonna play with his food here? The aggression from Modeski punished. And Nate.
Wait, he's got knife.
Oh, that is my god! Oh goodness, 2 guns. Actually 1 gun now. On the hands of Morph Impact, and the other is being guarded by
Spike
Nate.
down mid.
And is this gonna be the upset round that's needed? This could be Morph Impact finally piecing together the puzzle of this comeback, which has been their tail
The
throughout,
spike!
but
Spike
Amin,
down,
he
B.
finds the spike. The dismiss gonna allow him to transition towards Snowman faster. Now he has the off angle, the dump peek from Fizzy. It doesn't translate into kill. The Hunter's Fury pushes
One
out,
enemy remaining.
and it's an easy peasy lemon squeezy round.
Match point.
As soon as that spike dropped after the dead body was over, I felt like just the hopes of Morph Impact dropping with it. I thought, Iman was going to play on the basis of that and just have it in his visuals, but he used the dismiss, went to Snowman, and still got a lot of kills. And yeah, 2.6 KD for this man. This is the same man who after 3 rounds had a KD of 10 kills and 1 death. Right now translating over to 26 kills, and it's only a single map. Well, this may be the final round that we will be seeing. It potentially could be with how Action PH are playing, and Morph Impact, they have to suffer the brunt of it. They have to even yet again 7 rounds consecutively, and this round isn't looking any easier. With Sage out of the mix, your Resurrector is gone. There won't be any revivals. The Execute is right here, and what a spam fire from Tesseract. Gets the kill through the wall. You have Mochi pushing in as well. He doesn't get one, but Tesseract surely does, and the Viper Spit goes down. It's all down to the Reina. It's all down to Nay, and Jet only finishes things off. You can see the happiness on the faces of Action PH as they move on over to the upper bracket finals.
Now that was beautiful. Wow, that was dominance that they asserted in Icebox. Some rounds, yeah, sure, they looked like they were a little out of control, but they managed to keep their cool, they managed to keep their nerves, and they managed to close this one out at 2-0. I love the amount of support that both teams are getting out here. Both teams have a very vocal audience. You don't need to hate the other side to love one. You could only appreciate the good Valorant that you're getting to witness. And hopefully we get to witness even more greatness in our 5 p.m. matchup, because that's going to be a spectacle that you guys do not want to miss out. So if you did enjoy the series as much as me and CCV did, because I think both of us were on our seats edge waiting for that comeback, but it never really, materialized, do hit that subscribe and hit that bell so you'll know every time we're up with some more banger Valorant.
Yeah, and right now this was absolutely banger Valorant. The 5 p.m. match as well. Enigma up against Alter Ego. So much that can happen, but so much that already happened on the map of Icebox OG. We're going to be moving on over to the highlights, and we will be starting off from round number 1. And this replay, the reload, the fat penguin, the misses, the right clicks. Man, that was unfortunate. But then Action PH, they ended up taking the round win, and with the ace of Iman nonetheless. So you start off the map with an ace, it's going to be a banger one. The anti-eco got a bit too close to the side of Action PH, but they still managed to win it nonetheless. They were a couple of kills that Morph Impact were going for. But as soon as Morph Impact, they went for the full buy, they isolated. Iman was looking for yet another ace, but he got killed. And then this was the time. Yeah. Oh, this was really smart. This was absolutely amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah. That was like reading your enemy and just completely undoing everything that they thought. That's like moral and mental defeat at the same time. Now, in a fight, you sure as hell need the bronze, but when your brains ain't going hand in hand and when your morale is down, might as well go to the gym and just vibe, because that strength, that power ain't gonna come to any kind of good use. And sure, There were a couple of rounds where Morph Impact looked like they had a feasible chance, but in almost every occasion, like let's say this round, right? The aggression was there. They punished, if I'm not mistaken, the side of Morph Impact's Jeb, which is Nate. So it wasn't really an ideal situation from some of these rounds. We saw Morph Impact flinch some of these back, although in the others, Action PH, they were just so cool with the way they dealt with some of these rounds, especially on their defense.
Yeah. Exactly. Action PH, their defenses were looking strong as well. They ended the half 8-4, which was also amazing. And just looking at these retakes, kill after kill, isolating these gunfights, and just winning on the basis of that. The spike as well wasn't that big of an issue. We see in the highlights right now, by the way, presented by Intel. Again, their gaming laptops, top of the market right now in terms of the processors and all the components that they have, ensuring that you can game anything, anywhere, at any time. So, right now, yeah, we can see Action PH yet again. They were just looking all too powerful. And as soon as the pistol round went in their favor, I said this during the cast as well, I'll say it again, it felt like Morph Impact, they had kind of sort of lost it because the pistol round was the one hope of closing out the round count. In gun rounds, it becomes a little too uncertain if you can. And then Action PH just started winning and winning. They got double digits. They got the 11th round as well. They were facing aggression from Morph Impact, but it just wasn't enough. That aggression was not enough to allow Morph Impact to overtake or to even, neutralize the lead. They were just playing that back foot game altogether, catching up to their opponents. And unfortunate for them, they were not able to catch up in either one of those maps.
Okay, so we discussed on how this is gonna be the teams fighting for their upper bracket safety net. Now, when we head into the map recap, you get to see the last map that was gonna be Ascent, right? So we know that all three maps here are comfortable for both the teams to play on. Now, Action PH comfortably taking the win at Icebox 13-5, even though in some rounds it came a little sweaty. And you had Haven, where it felt like Morph Impact were going to be able to make that comeback, but nah, Action PH, they shut it down with the most ridiculous buy. So heading in towards the upper bracket grand finals, it's going to be the upper bracket finals. It's going to be pretty certain that Action PH are going to have that confidence and the momentum at least going their way. But moving on to the other side of the aisle, we have Morph Impact. Now, due to this loss, they're going to be sent down to the lower bracket to continue their run with their first matchup being up against Global Esports. Now, do you think that with what you've seen of Morph Impact today, their play against Global is going to be nice? Because when you head to the brackets, I think it paints a pretty clear picture as to how monumental their road back to potentially winning ways are.
It's a very difficult question because the thing is, OG, not only global esports, if we take into consideration that, okay, they may win against the side of, in this case, are they against Fallen 5? I'm not entirely sure about that. They may be against Fallen 5, but that's the thing. Even if, regardless of who they will be facing up against, once they move ahead into the into the lower bracket semifinals, they may as well be facing off an opponent they have played in the past. It can be global, or well, facing them for the first time. Who knows? It can be, the side of Action PH as well if they lose to the winners of Enigma versus Alter Ego. There is still so much to consider as to what exactly will happen that one can only think about and one can only imagine what surely will happen into the lower brackets. But for now, yeah, a lot of interesting scenarios can be propped up, and all of these matches, all of these interactions lead to tons of different thoughts that we will have for all of these teams that are still in the tournament. We still have 6 teams remaining in the tournament, and today as well, after today's BO3, we will still have 6 teams. These are the upper bracket matches. No team is getting eliminated. However, we will be bringing in even more entertainment, especially with the 5 p.m. match. So OG, before we sign off, any final words about this BO3 today?
Well, could have been so much better, but not like it was bad. This was a nice match, and hopefully the 5 p.m. one's a banger as well. See you then.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with you. Enigma Alter Ego, I am really looking forward to it as well. And hopefully all of you at home watching as well. So stay tuned. Don't miss that. Till then, if you're looking down for matches, if you're looking anything else to spend the time, make sure you game as a gamer yourself. If you're watching Valorant, chances are you do play esports titles. So get yourself a laptop from Intel. Make sure it has 11th gen processors, i5, i7, i9. They have all tiers of processors according to your budget. And they will have the best bang for your buck alongside all the products from Cosmic Byte as well. Durable, reliable, and absolutely amazing at performance. So for now, there was a quick shout out to the sponsors because it is because of Intel and Cosmic Byte that this tournament is happening, that the Challenger Series is happening as well so far. But so far, this stream comes to an end. This BO3 comes to an end. So thank you everyone for watching. Intel presents the Esports Club Challenger Series. We will see you after a couple of hours with our next BO3. So stay tuned, keep watching. Until then, bye-bye.
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues. But luckily, the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.